Hello. Welcome back if you watched yesterday's video. But if you didn't, here's a little rundown of what's happening. I'm gonna try not to rub my eyes today. That was kind of a bit much. I think the little fuzzy thing I put around my neck yesterday was dusty, and so it irritated my eyes. I think that's what happened. Anyhow, what's happening is this is already a mess. This is great. On Friday, an album's coming out called Decayed, a Refuster Ducks Deluxe, which is a 10th anniversary re-release of the Alaska Nono Band album Fustercluck. But it's been trimmed and changed. The original album was 45 tracks. This new album is 26 tracks. Some of the songs have been remixed. Everything's been remastered by Major Matt Mason USA. And it sounds really interesting. Like, it might be a little subtle if you haven't heard the album in a long time, but if you A-B them, like, it's a pretty interesting and I think better difference, the new recording, or the new masters. So I hope you check that out. And in an effort to get the word out, yesterday I played what would be side 1 of Decayed, which was songs 1 through 13, skipping one that I couldn't play because it required a banjo and Debbie Dalton. And today I'm going to try side 2, which, as I'm looking at the track list, has many songs I haven't played in years and have only vaguely practiced in the past day. So there's gonna be some fun, but we're gonna start off with an old saw that, if I screw this up, it's just a bellwether that everything's gonna go to shit. But this is the shame about Manboobs. There's the omen. The shame about Manboobs is that there's no urban legend linking them to penis size. 'Cause you wouldn't be ashamed of Manboobs if the mid ladies think you had a python between your thighs. The shame about Manboobs, the shame about Manboobs, the shame about Manboobs is that they're always there whenever you look down. The shame about Manboobs is that you can't move away just to leave them in another town. 'Cause they're always there waiting when you get where you're going. They're always there waiting when you get where you're going. And I remember when I was just a boy, I was told by a friend of my dad. He said, son, when you get yourself an old lady, just make sure she's got bigger jugs than you have. True story. The shame about Manboobs is the way they tend to hop and bop and swing. The shame about Manboobs is that despite all their weight, they can't feed a dadgum thing. Sure, some folks have tried it, but I wouldn't want to drink that. Sure, some folks have tried it, but I wouldn't want to drink that. The shame about Manboobs is that no one believes that your pecs are just really built. The shame about Manboobs is that they're more ridiculous than a wiener dog in a kilt. Scottish dachshunds, so don't dress them that way. There's no Scottish dachshunds, so don't dress them that way. And you can get embarrassed, take your shirt off when it's hot. You can get peevish about your cleavage, or when folks start to giggle about the chest flush that you got. So I will not be ashamed of man boobs, and I will fall my flesh with a heaping dose of pride. Cause when you see me, you may just see man boobs, but I'm not just a pair of tits, and I won't be objectified. You try this next one in lower key than normal, just for fun. I wonder how many people are screwing tonight while I'm just walking home. After all, this is Friday. Why would you go out anyway? You wouldn't go out just to walk back home. I wonder how many people got together tonight while I'm just walking home. How many pickup lines worked just fine? Unlike mine, now I'm walking home, and crowds of people fill the street. They're all drunk, looking for something to eat. And when you're drunk, nothing tastes better than grace, which explains the long lines for a slice with cheese. Just give me plain cheese. I wonder how many people are crying tonight while I'm just walking home. I mean, I feel sorta sad, but I'm not doing so bad. I shouldn't get so mad. I'm just walking home. Lots of people are filled with doubt, and most nights they don't even go out. They prefer the comforting glow, red, blue, and green, that comes from some kind of screen. I wonder how many people are like me tonight, and now we're all walking home. Well, we fought the good fight. Tonight just wasn't our night. Okay, alright now. Let's walk home. 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 I guess that's the one bit I hadn't figured out how to transpose to a lower key. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Because I know, because outside that window, that's the end of the world. His next tune is going to be interesting because this one is one I definitely haven't played in forever. It's called And Then There's Me. The original recording is just me on acoustic guitar and my friend Pat Tretchell from Toledo on electric. It was recorded in the basement studio of his at times bandmate and friend Tim Pulse. And that's how it was recorded. But it was written, it was inspired by the Françoise Hardy song, like her big hit, Tous les garçons et les filles. All the boys and the girls, or Tous les garçons et les filles. Did I switch I might have switched the sexes when I, oh well. Yeah, because it's all the boys and the girls, and I made it all the girls and the boys. But anyhow, I stole some lines from the Françoise Hardy song. I got really contemplative there. That was weird. I stole some lines from the Françoise Hardy song, translated them into English, and then interpolated my own lines. And that's how this song came to be. Wow. Really, really got into a memory hole there. Okay. All the girls and the boys my age walk 2 by 2, great big smiles, great big smiles, great big smiles, great big smiles. All the girls and the boys my age walk 2 by 2 down the aisle, down the aisle, down the aisle, down the aisle. And then there's me. I walk alone. And the boys my age share great big beds, and they love each other, and they love each other, and they love each other, love each other. All the girls and the boys my age share great big beds, gonna be fathers and mothers, fathers and mothers, fathers and mothers, fathers and mothers. And then there's me. Yeah, I sleep alone. And the boys my age walk 2 by 2, but they're joined as one. But they're joined as one. But they're joined as one, joined as one. All the girls and the boys my age walk 2 by 2. Their oven's cooking a bun. Their oven's cooking a bun. Their oven's cooking a bun. It's cooking a bun. Do they know what they've done? Knows it could be fun. And then there's me. Turned out okay. Yeah. A lot better than I expected, I'll tell you that. Oh, nice. Alright, so the next tune on Decayed, side 2, is, let me get the camera back so I can see my pretty face. Is a song by Major Matt Mason USA, who was the main producer and engineer on the Foster Cluck album, and by extension the Decayed album. And as I said, he remastered it. But this is a song that was on his first record, Me, Me, Me. That at one point I remember, so everything at this time was focused around the Sidewalk Cafe, although it was really a bar, but we called it the Sidewalk Cafe, in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. And that was where the anti-folk scene was. And every Monday there'd be the Anti-Hootenanny open mic, which is run by Latch, who coined the term anti-folk, I think, or in the very least claimed it as the godfather of anti-folk. And he would sell CDs by anti-folk artists online, but also at the sound booth. And I guess one night, Major Matt showed up to the Anti-Hoot after years of not going, and Latch greeted him and said, "Here's a bunch of your unsold CDs." So he turned to me with a box of his first CD, Me. I was like, "Do you just want one?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was at the time I had a CD Walkman, and I just walked around and I listened to that a bunch. But I especially listened to this song, which on the record on Me is called Goodbye Southern Death Swing, and on Foster Cluck I renamed it Go Away, because that's sort of the refrain with Goodbye Southern Death Swing in parentheses. And yeah, so this version isn't quite the same style as Major Matt's, although he said that he's played it in this style before, but it's not on the recording. Haha, I got it on the recording. But it's a great song. So yeah, Major Matt wrote this, but I claim it as my own. Don't do that. You were there for me, and I'm leaving you now. So hang up the bucket and bury the cow. I'm swinging through trees, and it was you that showed me how. So rock by, little baby, and keep your ass off that bow. Go away, and leave me to die. I can't get much lower without getting high. The war has ended in an unsettled tide. You earned a medal, and I learned to cry. Come over late and confess all my sins. I go through your desk drawer and I steal all your pens. You call me up and I'm out with my friends. The trouble is finding where the trouble begins. Go away and leave me to die. Much lower without getting high. The war has ended in an unsettled tide. You earned a medal, and I learned to cry. When I met you, I would leave you sometime. I drunk in your beauty like a cheap jar of wine. Need a quarter to call you, but all I've got is a dime. I'm calling collects, not a habit of mine. Car, I'll ride the horse. Behind every marriage is a painful divorce. You ask, do I love you? And I'll say, yes, of course. But love, if it was that easy, they just sell it in stores. So go away and leave me to die. Lower without getting high. The war has ended in an unsettled tide. You earned a medal, and I Thanks. It's such a funny... There's no one to thank. I mean, I hope you're watching, but who knows? I'm thanking myself. I'm thanking Major Matt. Thank you, Major Matt, for writing such a great song. That's a great song. All right. This next one is a tune that on Decayed has been remixed. Because I've always liked this song, but I felt like you never quite nailed the recording of it on Fustercluck. So I realized I had the stems and everything, and I was just like, well, why don't I just make it sound more like what I want it to sound like, whatever that is. So I did a new mix of it, and I think it sounds better. So yeah, this is... I mean, this isn't the remix, obviously. You gotta listen to the album for that, which comes out Friday? Yeah, April 10th. So yeah, it's nice because it's called Decayed, because it's been a decade, and it's coming out on the 10th. 10 years. 10 years on the 10th. You'll get Decayed, and it's been a decade. And see, I have to live in this. Sick, but I think that's okay. You make me sick, but I wouldn't have it another way. Sure, you're feeling sick, but that's no reason we can't play. Sure, I'll get sick, but I'll get better someday. I don't mind being sick, if this is the way I end up with it. Sticking with you does the trick. I'll get deathly ill and be loving it. Stomach's queasy and my skin is wet. You make me sick, but I'm having fun, there's no reason to fret. Sure, you're no longer sick, you still knock me out of sorts, my balance is hard to get. So it's like I got sick, but I am grateful, I am in your debt. I don't mind being sick, sticking with you does the trick. I screwed that up. Let's try it again. I don't mind being sick. This is the way I end up with it. Sticking with you does the trick. I'll get deathly ill and be loving it. Oh boy. You make me sick every time you go away. You make me sick when you make me wonder if you'll stay. I hope you don't get sick, so the looking at me makes you cloudy and gray, and I hope I don't get sick. But that sort of thing, well, you never can say. I don't mind being sick, but this is the way I end up with it. Sticking with you does the trick. I'll get deathly ill and be loving it. So close. Oh, so close. Oh, all right. This next tune is one that like something you should know, actually, which was on side 1 yesterday. This next tune was something that was one of the first things I wrote, essentially. It was on the second CDR I put out, which was called More Songs About Cowboys and Moisture, which was a play on Talking Heads' More Songs About Buildings and Food. Thought Cowboys and Moisture was just as arbitrary. But yeah, so this song was originally just like a home demo, but it wasn't at home. I recorded it in the voiceover room at NYU. That's how I made all my original early recordings. Write a song, I'd run to the NYU voiceover room because I had access to a mic and a computer, and it was great. This was before GarageBand, and that's how I recorded it, and then eventually started playing it with the band because it was very fun. And the band, especially John Mulcahy, the electric guitar player, and Doug, the drummer, were like, it'd be fun to give it kind of a ska flavor. So we kind of syncopated it and gave it like a ska flavor, and that's the version that's on Fuster Cluck and Decayed, is the version that was... I mean, what I'm laughing at is on the record, Doug asked to be able to overdub. This is a little behind the curtain. Asked to overdub the stuff that he was yelling behind the drums, because he was trying to yell like pick it up, stuff like that, and what didn't come out loud enough on the drum mic, so he actually overdubbed more of him yelling stuff out. That's what I was laughing about. The song, however, was very serious. No, not at all. It was an attempt to write a song sort of from the point of view of like someone that I envisioned being on a Jerry Springer or Maury Povich type show, like a Catch Me Outside girl kind of character, but I actually think there's a lot of me in this character too. This is called Hot As I Are. Mama says you're a bad man. Mama says you're a bad man. Mama says stay away from you. I'm gonna do the best I can do. I'm gonna go out tonight. I'm gonna wear my clothes real tight. I'm gonna walk right up to you. You decide what else we'll do. And I don't care if you say something nice. And I don't care if I go home with you tonight. Mama don't know what she say. Mama don't know the price you pay when you're hot as I are, and the boys all call you a whore. And I don't care if you say something nice. And I don't care if I go home with you tonight. Mama don't know my life. Mama's just a housewife. Mama can't understand these things as she sits around all day and sings. She goes, odely, 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 odely. Like old ladies do, they go, odely, 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 ooh. That shit's crazy, right? Mama don't like the... Mama don't like the bad man. Mama don't like the bad man. Mama stays out of sight. Mama ain't going out tonight. Hodly, 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 hodly. I think I thought I forgot the words, but I think those were the words. I think. Hold on a second. So this next tune, this is going to be interesting because I've never really played this song. Because this song on the record I came up with the title, but it's Another Day, Another Night. It was written by my roommate at the time, Octavio Lafuentes, Octavio, I think he went with the long A sound. God, it's been so long. I'm an old person. What am I saying? Oh, so anyhow, it was his song. He wrote it. He basically played it. He played the basic tracks, like the guitars, and he sang. And I just, as I listened to his recording, I was like, oh, I hear backing vocals. So I recorded myself doing backing vocals, and then I put a little bass and keyboard over it. So this was really totally an Octavio song that I sort of put under the Elastic No-No Band umbrella, but I really think that the joint recording of his sort of basic song and then the little flourishes I added, I really dig it, but I've never played it because it's not my song. So we're going to try it now. This isn't going to sound like the recording because I'm just going to play it sort of very stripped down minimal style. And I have the lyrics written in front of me, so if you see my eyes sort of like looking off, it's because I'm looking at the lyrics. But let's try this. Another day, another night. Johnny is pushing pins on the factory floor, but he doesn't wanna do it anymore. He just wants to be great, and Mary is waiting at home by the kitchen sink. And she doesn't wanna have to think about what tomorrow may bring. It'll all be okay if I could just make it through another day. It'll all be alright if I could just make it through another night. Aunt Sally is making plans for the rest of her life. She's hoping that the dog doesn't bite. And Harry is making plans for the rest of his night. He's hoping that the kids don't fight. It'll all be okay if I could just make it through another day. It'll all be alright if I could just make it through another night. I thought maybe a 6. That was maybe a 6. Um, Very good for like not ever playing that song ever. Um, don't judge me harshly. Next up we got Go Tell Aunt Rhody, which is another Pete Seeger song. I mean, obviously it's like a classic folk song, but that was on the Pete Seeger CDs I was listening to that inspired all the folk covers that are on this album. And yeah, the recording has Debbie Dalton playing the banjo with me, and she sings a little bit at one point. I think she told me this is one of her favorites. And why would she lie? Why would I lie? Because I'm getting old and I'm crazy. But yeah, let's go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. The old gray goose is dead. The one she's been saving. The one she's been saving. The one she's been saving to make her feather bed. She died in the mill pond. She died in the mill pond. She died in the mill pond from standing on her head. The old gander's weeping. The old gander's weeping. The old gander's weeping because his wife is dead. And the goslings all are mourning. The goslings all are mourning. The goslings all are mourning because their mother's dead. So go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. The old gray goose is dead. Don't know where that came from. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. Go tell Aunt Rhody. The old gray goose is dead. Okay, next up we got Frankfurt, which on the record I mistakenly pronounced Frankfurt, because it's German. I assumed it would be like, I know I'm rubbing my eye. Assumed it would be, Frankfurt. But no, after I recorded it, I learned that it's, Frankfurt. And this is a waltz I wrote for my best friend because he was living in Frankfurt and hating it. And actually, I hope I remember it. If I don't, oops. There's a lot of bar chords today. My hand's getting a lot of bar chords. Frankfurt is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Frankfurt is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Frankfurt, 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 Frankfurt. Art school is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Art school is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Solitude is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Solitude is fun, except that it's not, except that it's not. Well, it was very chromatic. Yeah, I think there's a reason I haven't played that in a while. Okay. Next up, we've got the song Red, which on the record is actually spoken. It's not really sung, it's spoken by Chris Anderson, who is an artist, but he also performed with this group called the Christian Pirate Puppets. At the time they were making the record, and the Christian Pirate Puppets would do these improvised musical pieces based around the writings of preteens and teenagers, and Chris would do recitations of these pieces. He also did one, I think, of like a pulpy smut novel that was really good. I'm sure I have those CDs somewhere. But that was why I was like, this song is just kind of like a boring blues, and we need something. So I was like, oh, we should get Chris to just like shout the words, and that'll pep it up. And I think it did. I obviously still like it enough to include that on the reissue, the 20 songs missing reissue. But I'm not gonna try to imitate Chris. I'm just gonna go back to doing it the way it was written, as a boring blues. And this is the song Red. You walk into my room, or maybe you fly. I said you walk into my room, or maybe you fly. You cause me so much pain, I wanna cry. At night, you jump on me while I'm asleep. I said at night, you jump on me while I'm asleep. get under my skin, and you start digging deep. You suck my blood, and you do it again and again. I said you suck my blood, and you do it again and again. You leave little red marks all over my skin. When I awake, you're gone again. I check my bed for any traces of where you've been. There's no traces in my bed. And all I can do is scratch the places that you've turned red. Alright, we got 3 tunes left. We're getting there. Thank you for sticking it out if you did. If you're actually hearing me say this. So yeah, the second to last, third to last, track 24 out of 26 is Snap Snap Goes the Mousetrap, which is a song that I co-wrote with John Mulcahy, who was sort of the lead songwriter and lead singer and guitarist of the Telethons before I stole him and made him the electric guitarist for Elastic Nono Band, which he was on this album. And but I wanted to sort of exploit his songwriting stuff, because most of Elastic Nono Band stuff is just stuff I wrote. And that was part of the idea of this record too, is to try to collaborate with people that I thought had talent I could steal. So I had the start of this, and I don't remember exactly who added what, but definitely in the recording all the interesting added sounds and yells to give it kind of like a Beach Boys party, if you know that album, the album that Barbara Ann is on. That is all John. John is adding all of that. I'm just playing the guitar and singing the lead. John is making it a Beach Boys party. But yeah, let me do it. This is the song we wrote together. Snap, snap goes the mousetrap. Snap, snap goes the mousetrap down upon your head. Snap, snap goes the mousetrap. Now your ass is dead. Ooh, thought it would be so easy. You never thought the tricks could be so cheesy. Oh, snap, snap goes the mousetrap down upon your head. Snap, snap goes the mousetrap. Now your ass is dead. Ooh. I think it goes into the solo there, I think. So, just imagine some good stuff. Everything was going oh so well, but now, mouse friend, you're headed straight to hell. headed straight to hell. Snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. I've been in one before. Snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. And now my tail's still sore. Ooh, snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. You better stay alert. Snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. You'll end up more than hurt. Ooh, you thought it would be so easy. You never thought that tricks could be so cheesy. Oh, oh, snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. 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 Ooh, snap, snap, and goes the mousetrap. Ooh. I think that's how it goes. I really should have practiced. Oh, this is fun, right? Alright, last two songs are on the album. They're re-recordings with the full bands because they were originally solo recordings. These are also going way back. It's Run-DMC and Turn Out Right. Run-DMC was the track I recorded specifically for the compilation The Very Best of Elastic No Band So Far, which was sort of the greatest hits of the CDR albums I had put out, plus some recordings of something that was going to turn into My Three Addictions, and then just this thing, Run-DMC, that I had. But I always and Turn Out Right was something that was on my very first CDR album called Songs from a Poorly Soundproofed Room. Again, referring to that voiceover room at NYU. And this was just a matter of like them being sort of like clearly staples of the Elastic No Band set, but we never like they don't have a full band sound. Like on the recordings, it's just me. So I wanted to get the sound of like when you go to a show and you hear Elastic No Band, Elastic No Band, and you hear Elastic No Band play these songs, like what it sounds like at the show. So these are classics. We're going to close it out with two classics. This is first off is Run-DMC, which was written is another one like Emotional Tourism that was written kind of in response to going to open mics all the time and just being confronted with all these white guys with acoustic guitars who would rap, and it just wasn't good. So I thought I would write my acoustic guitar rap song in response. And then Turn Out Right is the first song that I wrote that I would say that I liked. I feel a little bit weird about it now, because I feel like there's a lot of angst and anger in it that feels almost kind of like gross. Like I've come to realize that a lot of my songs, consciously and unconsciously, deal with a lot of toxic masculinity, and some of it is intended and some of it isn't, and I feel like this Turn Out Right is about 50-50. Some of that angst and anger is real and probably needed to be dealt with. And some of it's intentionally like self-conscious, so it always is. You kind of know what's wrong, but you don't always address it. Alright, I'm rambling. Anyhow, this has been fun. Here's the last two songs. Please check out Decayed when it comes out Friday. The 10th. 10 years on the 10th. All you sucker MCs be biting me like I was a cheeseburger. Nope. All you sucker MCs be biting me like I was a cheeseburger. You step to the mic, clear your throat, but you should go no further. You pose like you're a hero, but you're a villain. You think your rhymes are ill, but you're just stealing. don't know, no, no, no. You don't know, no, 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 no. You don't know, no, no, no. The Run-DMC are from Queens. You say I'm ridiculous, and you probably should. Ask any of the ladies. They'll say I'm ridiculously good. I astonish and amaze with my stylistic touches, while you're chasing after cleverness like a fat girl on crutches. You don't know, no, 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 no. You don't know, no, no, no. You don't know, no, 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 no. You don't know, no, no, no. It's not pronounced Eric B. and Rakim, like Bobby Blue Bland and Mr. T. I pity the fool who's a sucker MC. You'll never make the A-team, you're always third string. It's your fault, 'cause you're ignorant, you don't know a thing. Hey, you don't know, no, 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 no. You don't know, no, no. You don't know, no, 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 no. You don't know, no, no. The Run-DMC are from Hollis, Queens. Turn out right. Turn out right. You don't know what the future's like, but I know it'll turn out right. Your mother's a whore. She sleeps on the floor. You would love to kick her out the door. She's got your money and she won't give you more. She's locked it away down by the earth's core, where she's guarding it with watchful eyes. How can this turn out right? Turn out right. Turn out right. You don't know what the future's like, but I know it'll turn out right. Your father's a chimp, used to be mom's pimp. He just sits around and scratches his nuts, surrounded by mountains of cigarette butts. He calls you incompetent, he calls you a klutz, and avoids the sun because it's too bright. How can this turn out right? Turn out right. Turn out right. You don't know what the future's like, but I know it'll turn out right. Do do do. Do 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 do. You do 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 do. You do 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 do. You do 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 do. Your girlfriend's a mess. She causes you great stress. You would like to get under her dress. She's not ready yet to press the flesh. It's not that she loves you any less. She just didn't drink enough tonight. How can this turn out right? Turn out right. Turn out right. You're full of woe and you're full of spite. You think it might go and take your life tonight, 'cause you don't know what your future will be like, and you don't think it'll turn out right. Oh well, you could be right. You could be right.